Sometimes we can't predict the weather. Sometimes we don't know where it's going to take us. But we can't steer away from the mission. And the mission is to ensure that every single person in your family is following a good direction. And you, my friend, you're the one that's listening right now, is the one that has complete control of where you go. Welcome to another episode of the Love, Health, Prosperity Podcast. And as you can see, it's a little different today. We don't have a guest, and that's quite okay. And the reason why we don't want to always just include a guest is because we want to be able to fill you with knowledge that's going to be good for you too, regarding family and regarding mental health. But not only mental health, we want to give you guys detailed tips on how to make and improve your family dynamic and your relationships. That's always important. So at the Love, Health, Prosperity Podcast, let's go straight into it. The title of this segment is going to be Leadership in the Family and the importance of being a leader, being present, being a person that's going to be reliable. Now, I'm not just talking about being a person that is, just because of gender roles, for example, you being the man, she being the woman, who takes the lead, who takes the roles. It's got nothing to do with that. It's simply being able to have the tools to be able to lead your family and to be able to have them look at you as a person that can resolve certain situations that are sometimes difficult to do in the family. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. You are the captain. You are the pilot. You are the person that's going to pretty much lead the direction to where your family needs to go. Let me go ahead and explain that further. Sometimes the ocean can throw us in different directions, and sometimes we may steer away from our destination. But in order for us to get from point A to point B, we must first be able to say, okay, where are we going? And that there, my friends, is what's important. A good leader knows where he wants to take his family. A good leader is somebody who's going to inspire people to follow him. So as the captain of the ship, sometimes you have to be able to work on yourself daily to ensure that you're going to be able to take your family where they need to go. Now, like I said, sometimes we can't predict the weather. Sometimes we don't know where it's going to take us. But we can't steer away from the mission. And the mission is to ensure that every single person in your family is following a good direction. And you, my friend, you're the one that's listening right now, is the one that has complete control of where you go. So don't be afraid of doing that. You are the captain. You are the pilot, and ensure you give this ship and this plane direction. In order for us to do that, though, sometimes we have to create something that we call frame or a foundation. And in psychology, sometimes what they call that is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. That's also very important because sometimes we need to gather our tools. And when we're taking care of somebody else, when we're taking care of somebody in the family other than ourselves, then we must be dynamic in the way we approach certain situations. That's why it's vital to do that. So we have to take care of ourselves. What exactly is what we call frame? Frame is being able to be competent within yourself, knowing what it is that you want in life. So ask yourself that question. What do you want in life, and what tools do you need to get you there? Because when you do that, then others just simply look at you and say, this guy knows exactly what it is that he wants in life. You got to set that foundation. And that foundation is not only a slab of concrete on the floor, because we all know that a slab of concrete on the floor can eventually just disintegrate with time. So we have to be strategic about the logistics of where we put it. We also have to be strategic about how we're actually going to, place the iron that goes before the slab of concrete so that it could last for a lifetime. So this building could be a legacy, and this legacy is going to be your family. So we got to create those things, frame and foundation. That's important. You also must lead by example too. You have to be able to be that one person that not only says, okay, look, this is the way things are supposed to flow in my family. You guys have to follow what I say. Don't be a dictator. People don't like dictators. I can confidently tell you that if you're a person that wants to bark orders at people all the time and lead by intimidation, you're not going to get a lot of people following you. So you have to understand that you have to lead with compassion. And you have to let others understand that you could be very empathetic, and you could be kind, and you can be caring, and you can do a bunch of things that are going to steer you in that direction so that your family can follow you. Remember, being a dictator creates a lot of nasty things. One of the things that it can create is resentment. And you cannot be a leader when people resent you. Understand that. You can't create a good environment when people don't have respect for you or have ill feelings towards your decision making. So therefore, you have to lead by example. Don't do too much talking. Do a lot of action. Action is good. It's good for not only the family, but others that look around you for inspiration to be a good family person. This is going to also help out with setting the tone for emotional well-being of your family and your household. What do I mean by this? Let me explain further. You want to set that tone in your family. You want to be able to be that one person also that creates peace in the household. Having peace in the household is so good. Being able for people to come into your home and feeling that sense that they feel that they're accepted, that they're loved, that they're encouraged to do better and to take their goals to the next level is the best thing that you want to do. And that all starts from the beginning. And I'm talking about from the perspective that when you wake up in the morning, you want to be able to create that inner peace within yourself. You can't give somebody else peace when you don't have it yourself. You can't lead someone if you don't know how to lead yourself first. It takes some discipline. It's not as easy as sometimes we want to make it think, but we want to make it seem. So when we create peace, for example, we want to be able to let people know that we can make things happen and we can plant the seed so that that person can grow. Let me give you 5 things that are going to make your family a lot better. A good family, a good leader will relate. What does this mean? That means that you're going to go ahead and merge into whatever is taking place in your household. Whatever's causing chaos in your household, you'll be able to merge into the problem or into the situation and be able to assist that one person that needs help. Could be your daughter, could be your son, could be your wife. A good leader does that. The second thing, leaders organize. There's nothing wrong with organizing certain things that are not flowing within the household. If there's certain things that you need to eliminate, you could also do that as well. Leaders achieve. We can be people that set goals and accomplish them as well. See, here's the thing. Sometimes we want to tell people what kind of goals or what direction to go to, but you have to understand one thing. You do that by example. You do that by completing your own goals, by the people around you looking at you and saying, you know what, this guy's got it going on. He sure knows how to accomplish his goals. Leaders think. And sometimes this can be a little confusing because a family leader sometimes can get caught up in the rut of everyday life. Don't do that. Take a deep breath, relax. The answers will come. And leaders envision. So always be able to envision a future for yourself, for your wife, for your kids. Don't be afraid to do that. Those are good things to have. Now, some of the keys here, some of the keys to be able to have these leadership qualities, remember, it's trust, it's communication, it's being a good listener, it's being able to inspire. That's a difficult thing to do sometimes. It's being flexible, not as rigid, decisive, make a choice. Make a choice for setting the household and your establishment with your family. Make a choice of making it the best possible, because we do have that in our hands. As a leader, you know that you can obtain all these things by letting the people around you know that they could always count on you for doing good things in life.